Star Wars has come a really long way from becoming really popular and amazing in the 70s and 80s to going uh, 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 from going really, really bad with the prequels. But then becoming really awesome again with The Force Awakens. And it is my job in this video today to rank all 7 of the Star Wars movies. Well, let's begin. Worst to best, the Star Wars franchise. And also a little note is that I'm going to be reviewing these movies from the timeline order and not from their release date. What's gonna be next? What's gonna be? What's gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oh my god! No, the horror! Well, let's get this movie over with. For good. So, when this was announced that this was gonna come out in 1999, everyone was so excited. And once they walked into the theater and the first 20 minutes rolled, everyone sitting in those theater seats was slapped across the face because this was so terrible. Literally, the dialogue's terrible. And literally, the dialogue's terrible. The transition is terrible. Even the opening scene with the reading and all that stuff, in all the Star Wars movies, yeah, it talks about politics. Who comes to a Star Wars movie to learn about politics? Like, really? The only thing this movie gets right is the lightsaber battles. Yes, the lightsaber battles, they are better than before. One thing I especially don't like is Yoda in this movie. He looks so fricked up. I mean, seriously. And here we go. We have Jar Jar Binks. Probably the worst part of this film. Like, what was the literal part? Why was Jar Jar even in this movie? The movie still could have happened without Jar Jar. Well, I guess some parts it couldn't, like, it would be different, but there's no reason for him to be in this movie. And the killer part about it is that they try to make him funny. I mean, it would have been cool if he was like a republic, like a rebellion republic soldier fighting for the like trying to defeat the Sith, and he'd be like a general or something. Not some random guy trying to be some comedian or something. Like, this is Star Wars. Star Wars is not about comedy. God, they try to make it funny. And it just doesn't work. It just does not. It is terrible. Like, Jar Jar, literally, they try to make it, like, and also, they make him into try and make him sound really funny with a funny voice. And that doesn't work either. Why, George Lucas, did you have to put this travesty in this movie? Everyone was expecting it to be good. Because of the original trilogy, they wanted to see how Darth Vader was before he became Darth Vader and a Sith and a murderer. But no, you gotta ruin it with Jar Jar Binks. Literally, the most coincidental thing, luckiest creature I've ever seen in a freaking Star Wars film. Literally trying to be funny, a freaking comedian, and a Star Wars movie that's all about galactic wars, but they probably think that it would work. It was probably at the meetings when they were trying to do this movie, they'd probably be like, we're gonna put in this creature called Jar Jar Binks. We're gonna make him really funny. Yeah, you know what I say about that? No, that does not. No, no. No, no, Jar Jar Binks, no. Why did you have Jar Jar Binks? You just made this movie even worse for all of us. What, why? And also, another issue that I have with this movie is the title. They messed up this title so freaking bad. Okay, so it says Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. And in the movie, it turns out that Darth Maul is the Phantom Menace. But yet you see on the DVD covers, the movie posters, theater posters, guess who you see? Darth Maul. Oh, I wonder what he could be. Possibly the Phantom Menace. Like, couldn't you make it another title? Like, literally. They just threw away all the mystery and wonder of the Phantom Menace. They just literally just took it, put it in the bowl of milk, probably stirred it up, and threw it out a window into probably a swamp full of crocodiles. I am not kidding. That's probably what they did. Because it throws all the wonder and excitement out the window. Out the window to like Tomorrowland or something like that. Like, you know it's bad when they mess up the title. You know it's bad. And it's just like, really? Of all the things this movie gets wrong, I can't believe that it actually got the title wrong. Like, they messed up the title. Like, couldn't it be something where, like, Attack of the Spike Heads? Or something like that. I don't know. And also, another terrible thing is the opening credits. Oh my god. My god. Why? Even the opening credits that you see in every Star Wars movie, even they messed it up. And you want to know what it talks about? Oh, you may be expecting, it's going to be talking about, oh, this galactic war, the Republic fighting the Sith. Well, no. Guess what it talks about? Filthy, dirty politics. Well, I'm not saying that all politics are bad. I mean, they talk about politics. Who comes to a Star Wars movie to watch about politics? Literally, name one person. Exactly. You can't. Because no one would. What in the frick? My God, this was probably this was like just no, just no. This I can't believe this. This movie was a total disaster. Disaster. You know what? I am done talking about this movie. I am done. I am done. This is so many flaws. I am done. Okay, time for the final verdict, and you guys are probably expecting it's gonna be low. Yeah, low to the ground. Yeah, that low. So I'm gonna give Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace a 4.5 out of 10. Because this movie really is terrible. It gets so many things wrong that it makes you want to literally, like, blow your brains out. And it's just, no. And the killer part is that everyone was so excited because they wanted to see the backstory of Darth Vader before he became Darth Vader and the murderer. But no, this just no. So after that tragedy, let's go on to the next Star Wars movie in the franchise. I wonder what it's gonna be. Oh my god! I literally no. This movie might actually be worse than The Phantom Menace. It gets more things wrong than The Phantom Menace, especially the dialogue. OMG, the dialogue seems like it was written by someone it seems like the dialogue is so terrible. It seems like a 2-year-old made up the writing. A 2-year-old, duh. And that is sad when you have 40-year-old people writing a full script who have experience of this. Just no. And people in the movie say stuff like, "Oh, I don't like sand because it's all mushy." Who cares if you don't like sand? Like literally. Like okay, the music it's okay. Lightsaber fights, it's okay. And let's talk about Yoda for a second. Why? Like okay, so I had found this out that George Lucas he made the CGI Yoda because he wanted it to look like a puppet. And when I had heard this from Mr. Sunday Movies, which is also another YouTuber, I guess you should go check out his channel. So when I found that out, I'm just like, you Dumbo George Lucas. Oh, I don't know if you use that brain of yours. How about you could actually do a puppet instead of waste your time and money on CGI Yoda? If you want him to look like a puppet, then get a puppet. Don't be lazy. Literally, you got millions of dollars to make this movie, but no, you don't want to devote some extra time to make a puppet. Oh, really? Too bad. Every film producer has to do that. You're not the only one there, buddy, old pal. God, the lightsaber fights, okay, it's okay. But then when Yoda fights people, all he does is just flip around, like goes. All it does when Yoda appears, he fights something. This is Yoda. Flip, 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 flippity, flip, 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 flippity, 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 flip, 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 flippity, 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 flip, flip. It's just after that fight scene's over, you literally have a headache, like literally, and characters they have no motivation at all. The only awesome character, the only awesome character in this movie is Mace Windu. He was pretty awesome. He was a beast. He was literally the beast. Probably the best character in this movie because he was actually the only good character in this movie. So yeah, everyone else was terrible. And yeah, maybe Obi-Wan. Yeah, he was cool. Anyone and Anakin, you are just no. And the actor who plays as Anakin in this movie, oh my god. Oh my god, were you knocked out when you did that role? Were you? Were you? So let's talk about Jango Fett for a second. He is probably the ripped off version of Boba Fett. Like, really? Jango Fett is just. It seems like whenever you see him on scene, it seems like they're trying to rip off Boba Fett. Obviously, and it was just no Boba Fett. No, I guess the part where he was dragging Obi-Wan across the city, yeah, I guess that was kind of cool. I guess, but Jango Fett, what was the point of him? Like, what was the point? Like he's a bounty hunter, and also they reveal the identity of Boba Fett. Like, and when I saw it, I'm just like, it would have been it would have been better if they never revealed his identity and it would always be a mystery of who Boba Fett was. If they did that, now that would be awesome because the mystery, it would keep going on and on and on and on and on. Keep going on. But, nope, they just ruin it all. And the dialogue. Yeah, the dialogue's terrible. Everything in this movie is terrible. It's even probably, when I said this earlier, it is worse than The Phantom Menace. Worst. And also, guess what this movie also is? Instead of trying to be a comedy like The Phantom Menace, guess what this is? A romance. Wow. Wow, George Lucas. Wow. What a dumb move. Why did they put romance in this? And also, the romance isn't even good because the dialogue, excuse me, is so terrible, literally. And the romance is not even good. Every time they try to do a romantic scene, it literally wants me to literally take a empty Pringles can, throw up in it, and then get 5 more, throw up in them 5 more times for 5 days straight, 5 months, 5 years, and 5 decades. Yeah, that's how bad it is. Terrible. Shame. You should be ashamed of yourself. This was terrible. Terrible. And it's CGI. The CGI is terrible. Every single clone, Ari, it's every single clone is CGI. And I know that you can't have all that much actors, and I get you have to use CGI sometimes, and even the clones up close and screen, even though they're CGI, there is not one real person on screen that's a clone. Literally, not one, not a single one. And oh my god. And I guess the battle at the end where all the Jedi are fighting the clones and robots, I guess that was kind of cool. But my favorite part of that was when Mace Windu was just like, you know what, frick you, Jango Fett, and slices off its head, slices off Jango Fett's head. Now that was hilarious. I was cracking up for days about that. He just ran up to Jango Fett. Jango Fett's just like, oh frick, he's coming. Then Mace Windu just gets his lightsaber. He's just like, shing, lightsaber, ching. Jango Fett's dead. Now that is what I want to see in all Star Wars movies. Because if I saw that in all Star Wars movies, that would be amazing. But it's only in this movie. So yeah. And I really like how they didn't put Jar Jar Binks in it that much, because George Lucas probably heard all the feedback from Jar Jar Binks, and he's probably and George Lucas was probably like, yeah, because everyone hates Jar Jar Binks, we're gonna probably take him out. And that was actually pretty smart. Yeah, there's only 2 scenes with Jar Jar Binks, because the less that we have Jango Fett, the better. But yet everything else in the movie is terrible, and it sucks really bad, really bad. And I think this was actually kind of just an experiment that George Lucas devised up just to see how bad a Star Wars movie or movie in general can get. Because this is literally the worst of the worst. Literally, the worst. The worst. This is really bad. Really bad. I actually say this is actually kind of, I'd say this might be worse. So this is just no. And Attack of the Clones, yeah, this Attack of the Clones, yeah, it has its moments, but not a lot. Yeah, and this movie is the tiniest bit better than the Phantom Menace. But yeah, like Mr. Sunday Movies, which is the YouTuber from before, he said that being hit with a small brick is slightly better than being hit with a slightly bigger brick. That's how I feel about this movie. Literally. Literally. I'd rather get hit with a brick that says Attack of the Clones than getting hit with a slightly bigger brick that says The Phantom Menace. That is how I feel about that. Literally. This movie was terrible, atrocious, shouldn't have never been made, terrible. Just experiment on how bad a movie can get. George Lucas, you could be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself for this horrible movie. Okay, it's time for the final verdict of this movie, and I give this a 4.6 out of 10. Like I said, this is slightly better than The Phantom Menace. Slightly better, but yet a very terrible movie, and shouldn't have never been made. Well, this next movie, well, this is the one that where Darth Vader became Darth Vader. If you're hoping. So, yeah. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This is actually probably the best of the prequel series. Remember, as a prequel series. But that doesn't mean that it's the best movie ever. It's just the best movie of the prequel series. So, yeah, this movie, is it really good? No. Is it really bad? No. Is it decent? Yes, I'd say it's pretty decent. It's a decent film. I mean, it's like a decent film. I kind of liked it, and it was a lot better. It was a lot better than the previous two entries, which was Attack of the Clones and The Phantom Menace. And yeah, and for once they actually get the title right, Revenge of the Sith, because in this movie the Sith rise, Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader, and then the war has begun. So yeah, and the whole fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, yeah, that was cool. And some dialogue, it's kind of just And probably this is probably the best lightsaber action I've ever seen, like ever, literally ever. Seriously, this is probably the best. I'm not kidding. Like, especially the Anakin and Obi Wan fight. Yeah, that was really really cool. And like kind of and the Anakin's fall to the dark side. It felt kind of rushed. And also at the ending where they try to have it where everyone will be at the place where they'll be at the start of Star Wars: A New Hope. That kind of feels rushed too, but yeah, and they actually explain why Anakin was so messed up from the original series because he was burned because of Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan had no choice. So yeah, and Emperor Palpatine, he's okay, I guess he's okay. With his lightsaber and his lightning, and then the suit, and that's part where Anakin was in the Darth Vader suit. That would have been an awesome scene, but it was kinda ruined from him saying no. And yeah, I also like how he didn't know that he actually had two children. That his wife had two children and he didn't know. So yeah. So this was actually a pretty decent film. There's not really much to talk about. Yeah, the action is cool. There's not really much to talk about. So it's time for my final verdict. I give Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith a 5.7 out of 10 because it didn't suck so horribly bad with Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace. So, yeah, I give 5.7 out of 10. Whew, oh my god, that was a lot talking about the prequels. Now let's get into the awesome stuff. In three, two, one. Yes, for once I actually get to reveal an awesome Star Wars movie. Star Wars: A New Hope. So this movie is really good, and I would consider this as a classic movie. A classic. Literally, this is really good. So the casting is great. The action is great for 70s, though. And the characters, oh my god, they are the best. Literally. And this movie probably created the genre good versus evil. And Luke Skywalker, he's the hero that we all want to be. And Han Solo. Oh my god, Han Solo. Best Star Wars character ever. And then you got Darth Vader, who is menacing as heck. Literally. Literally just force chokes someone in vain. Literally. That's something you don't see every day. So, yeah, Darth Vader, he is awesome in this. And Luke Skywalker, he's cool. But I like the Death Star. I like the Death Star where it blows up planets. But how they destroyed it kind of really doesn't make any sense. When it makes sense, it doesn't make sense that there would be a little hole in the Death Star where you shoot once the whole thing blows up. Like, really? And the stormtroopers, they're just. But that's how stormtroopers are, literally. And I gotta give them some credit because there's such an internet meme like everywhere. Everywhere you see, there's like stormtrooper memes everywhere. So yeah, so they're part of pop culture too. You know. So yeah, this is an original classic, and there's nothing much wrong with this movie, like besides the destruction of the Death Star. So yeah, I would really consider this as a classic and a really good Star Wars movie. So my rating for Star Wars: A New Hope is 8.5 out of 10. So here it is, the Star Wars movie everyone's talking about. So, yes, this is the best. I repeat, the best Star Wars movie ever. And some actually consider The Empire Strikes Back to be the best movie of all time. Well, no, I wouldn't say the best movie of all time, but it's still pretty awesome, spectacular, and really amazing. So yeah, still yeah, the casting is great. Darth Vader is menacing as ever, and Boba Fett, he's awesome. And actually, it ends up with the bad guys winning. And that's something that most producers wouldn't do. And it was kind of a risky move, but it actually worked. It actually worked. It did work in the end. It really smoothed out the story from the bad guys winning. And it actually sent a really darker tone, and that's what makes this movie so good because it's really dark, and the plot is really understandable. The dialogue is awesome, and guess what? This is also kind of a romance, but it's not like Attack of the Clones. This one in this movie it actually works because everyone does their role perfectly. So yeah. So there's actually nothing to criticize about. This is an amazing movie. I love this movie. It's awesome. And yes, this is the best Star Wars movie by far in prequels and the original trilogy. So yeah, this movie is pretty darn awesome. So, for my rating for Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back is a 9.7 out of 10. This is a true Star Wars masterpiece, and it'll always be remembered because this is the best Star Wars movie of all time, and there's probably a high chance that it will stay that way for a very, very long time. So then we come to Return of the Jedi. And there are some people out there who do not like this film. But I can actually see why. But to me, I like this film. And yeah, the Ewoks, yeah, they can get really annoying. But they didn't get annoying to Jar Jar Binks level. Because when you get to Jar Jar Binks level, then everyone will be ripping this movie to pieces. But no one is. So yeah, I like this movie. Was it as good as Empire Strikes Back? No. Was it better than A New Hope? Yeah, I'd say so. So yeah, this is a really good concluding end to the original trilogy. And yeah, there's nothing much to really talk about. So yeah, I really like this movie, and I think you guys should go check this out. Also with Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope. So yeah, Return of the Jedi. Yeah, it's a pretty decent film. So I give Star Wars Return of the Jedi a 9.2 out of 10. So we come to Star Wars The Force Awakens. Yeah, I really, really like this film. I really do. I just love it. And there's nothing really to hate about it. The only thing that I really kind of really don't like is that it kind of resemblances A New Hope a little bit too much. I mean, it's basically a remake of A New Hope, but yet set in the same universe. So, yeah, I really like Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It was really cool, and every time I watch it, it's like a roller coaster, and I never want to stop. And I really like this movie. And J.J. Abrams did a really good job of adapting a new Star Wars movie and not making it like The Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones. So, good job, J.J. Abrams. Good job. You made an awesome Star Wars film. So, yes, I really like this Star Wars film. It is amazing. But is it as good as, you may say, Empire Strike Back? No. I'd say, well, it's not as good as Empire Strike Back. Maybe saying, is it as good as A New Hope? Well, I'd say slightly better than A New Hope. Yeah. I'd say slightly better. So, this is really good. I really like this film. So, this was pretty amazing. So I give Star Wars The Force Awakens a 9 out of 10 because I am just so glad that this didn't turn out like episode 1 or episode 2. I'm so glad. So, well, it looks like it's time for the video to come to an end. I hope you guys enjoy. Leave a comment section below if there's a franchise that you want me a best and worst video that you want me to do a best and worst video on, because I'd be gladly happy to do that. So if you guys enjoy, smash that like button, and of course subscribe, especially smash that like button because this is the first episode of Worst to Best. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the best to I said it backwards. I hope you guys enjoyed the worst to best of the Star Wars franchise. Man, it's been like an endless roller coaster with Star Wars. I mean, you got like the prequels, you got the original, then you got the series that started with The Force Awakens. And there's like so many series, and then with Rogue One coming out this December, it's just Star Wars mania.